Yeah, during the radio interview, you know, of course they started with the brucellosis, and then the person actually stated that the buffalo are diseased, so they need to be managed, which was kind of ridiculous. Currently, the Parks Department and the Department of Livestock want a max of 3,000 for the whole park's, you know, population of buffalo, which is dangerously low. Yeah, it was interesting because later on, when the other gentleman, I think it was Mark Asher from Fort Peck, and then myself answered some questions, we stated that it's a fact that there's never been a threat of this disease. So the person who made that comment that these buffalo are diseased and need to be managed, then he did a 180, and he said, oh yeah, it is true that they're not a threat. It's all about grass, and which is really what it's all about. It's about subsidized cattle grazing, and you know, who gets to eat that grass. We could have covered a lot of other topics related to this. I feel that because they brought up brucellosis right away, I mean, that's exactly what the Department of Livestock want us to focus on, when really it isn't an issue at all. You know, there's never been a documented case of transmission of brucellosis from a buffalo to a cow. Other things are the quarantine. You know, these buffalo are subject to being quarantined for 5 to 8 years, sometimes before they're even allowed to go to tribal people, you know, to the reservations. A lot of times they don't even make it there. They'll make it to APHIS laboratories. Well, they'll test them for who knows what, you know. But I know for a fact that APHIS is working on a sterility drug called Debunking, and there's a herd in the capture facility, not the capture facility, but the quarantine facility, where they are already experimenting with this Debunking, the sterility drug. And I feel like that needed to be covered more, you know, because, I mean, like I said, there's so many factors in this, and I think those are important ones. I feel like, you know, Mark and myself were definitely speaking very factual, you know, because we're very familiar with the situation. Unfortunately, the representative from ITBC was trying to sugarcoat things, it seemed like, until we started answering questions and speaking, and then I could tell he got nervous, you know, and he got asked by one of the callers, one of the callers asked, I read that Intertribal Buffalo Council is participating in the slaughter. Is that true? And if so, why? So when he answered the question, he kind of dilly-dallied a little bit, and then he finally said, to answer your question, are we participating in the slaughter? Yes. So that alone is a very powerful statement. You know, I mean, ITBC, the Intertribal Buffalo Council, originally was set up to preserve these genetics, to preserve a cultural link with the buffalo, with the First Nations people, and most importantly, to make sure that there would be buffalo in the future. But I don't really see how killing buffalo is saving them. You know, I mean, this year alone, 700 have been killed, and you know, the population is somewhere around 4,000 right now, maybe a little less. And there are plans on killing at least 200 more this winter. So I feel like people who really want to help, you know, definitely check out Intertribal Bison Cooperative. Check out their website, see what they have to say. Also check out the Buffalo Field Campaign's website and see what we have to say. Check out our videos. We try to post as much information as we can. You know, we interview, like right now we're in a place called Yellowstone Village. This is a buffalo safe zone. So like we see buffalo behind here, they're everywhere today, and this is a beautiful day. The birds are singing, the buffalo are being buffalo, and this is what needs to happen. You know, just like all the elk. I mean, we see elk, thousands and thousands of elk out here sometimes, and nobody, even though they are technically infected with brucellosis, they're not harassed, they're not, you know, subject to what these buffalo have to endure, and that's not right. In 2010, when the longest walkers were coming through here, you know, they were walking from San Francisco, California, all the way to Washington, D.C. to raise awareness of, you know, different treaty rights that have never been honored, but mainly their focus for that walk was diabetes awareness. So we had the walkers walk through Gardner, and we arranged a big gathering. We actually had some of the tribal hunters and game wardens come join us, and we had a really good gathering. And I feel like we really got on the same page about, you know, the future of the buffalo. I feel like that's what's really missing, is that unification of, you know, everybody, all tribal people and non-tribal people. But with this particular situation, I feel that tribal people need to have more of a voice in this. We feel that tribal people should have the say-so in the management plans. Because right now it's a mismanagement plan. I mean, it's set up for failure. It's set up for no buffalo in the future. I feel like Native people, if more Native people got involved, I feel like, you know, we would have a better understanding of how these, you know, our sacred relatives could coexist in this environment here. I mean, this is a pristine ecosystem. I mean, it's been through a lot. It's been through logging and all kinds of things, but it's still an oasis. It still can thrive, and, you know, that's why these buffalo are here. It's one of the last strongholds for them. So I would encourage more tribal people to get involved, you know, whether it's coming out or even just going online and signing petitions. Definitely getting the word out, because it doesn't just affect Native people, it affects everybody.